The 1975 NFL season started off with a bang. This video features highlights of 1975's best players, exciting rookies, retiring future Hall of Fame players, and a lot of interesting stories and statistics. O.J. Simpson's 1,817 rushing yards in 1975 were the third highest seasonal total of all time. Check out the clumps of turf at Baltimore's Memorial Stadium. Despite the less than pristine rushing conditions, O.J. Simpson still tore up the Colts defense with 159 rushing yards. O.J. rushed for 571 more yards than the number 2 rusher in the NFL, Franco Harris. That's 46% more yards than Harris. O.J. scored at least one touchdown in every game and broke Gale Sayers' single-season touchdown record with 23. Chuck Foreman finished second to Simpson in yards from scrimmage with 482 less yards. However, he scored a total of 22 touchdowns, just one less than O.J., and he led the NFL in pass receptions with 73, a sizable 13 more than the number 2 men, Lydell Mitchell and Reggie Rucker. Along with Simpson, Foreman made first-team All-Pro at running back. Foreman finished 4th in the NFL MVP vote, while his quarterback Fran Tarkenton won the MVP award. He led the NFL in passing attempts, passing completions, and passing touchdowns, while finishing second best in quarterback rating. I think of the Electric Company TV show, which ran from 1971 through 1977, when I think of the 1975 New York Giants helmet logo. Generally speaking, Giants fans hated it, so the team gave in and designed a new helmet logo that coincided with their move from Shea Stadium in 1975 to Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands for the start of the 1976 season. This Week 2 game against Washington, Giants quarterbacks were sacked 8 times in a 49-13 drubbing. The Giants allowed the third most sacks in the NFL. In July 1975, the Rams signed wide receiver Ron Jesse, who had played out the option on his Lions contract. Commissioner Pete Rozelle awarded the Rams running back Cullen Bryant to the Lions as compensation for Jesse. Bryant balked at the move and hired an attorney to keep him in L.A. Rozelle backed off and awarded a first-round draft pick to the Lions in place of Bryant. The Lions traded that draft pick to the Bears for their number one draft choice, who was defensive back James Hunter, who played 7 years for the Lions and intercepted 27 passes. And the Bears' third-round draft pick, who became guard Russ Bollinger, who played in 83 games for the Lions over 6 seasons. Wide receiver John Gilliam played out his contract option with the Vikings and signed a free agent contract with the Chicago Winds of the World Football League in June 1975. He played 5 games for them before the team ceased operations and then signed with the Vikings on December 17, 1975, just 4 days before the start of their season opener. He started all 14 regular season games for the Vikings and started in 19 regular season games between the two teams in 1975. 1975 was loaded with impactful rookies, including the first overall draft choice Steve Bartkowski out of the University of California. Peachtree Bart, as he was nicknamed, took his lumps, but finished second in the Offensive Rookie of the Year vote, even though he finished in 17th place out of 22 qualifiers in the quarterback rating category. He showed signs of stellar quarterbacking that would come to fruition a few years down the line. Linebacker Thomas Hollywood Henderson was an incredible athlete. In college at Langston, he ran a 9.5 100-yard dash and triple jumped 49 feet. Randy White was the other 1975 first-round draft choice by the Cowboys. He was drafted out of Maryland and initially played as a linebacker, but switched to defensive end during his rookie year. He'd end up at defensive tackle, which was by far his best position. Oilers linebacker Robert Brazil was the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Slick Rick Upchurch was an electrifying punt returner and wide receiver. Freddie Solomon was a quarterback during his first 3 years at the University of Tampa, but switched to receiver for his senior season. The Redskins' first selection in the 1975 draft was in the 5th round, and they picked Offensive Rookie of the Year award winner Mike Thomas with it. The biggest name in the 1975 draft belongs to Chicago's Walter Payton. He was assigned number 21 during training camp. The Louisiana Superdome was the new home to the Saints starting in 1975. Their only 2 wins came at home. The Pontiac Silverdome was called home for the Lions in 1975. They were crushed by the Cowboys 36-10 in their first game there, but defeated the Cowboys 15-10 in their last game that was played there on January 6th. 2002. The Lions played tough at home from 1975 through the 2001 regular seasons, as they won 116 games, lost 92, and tied 1. In 2 home playoff games, they beat the Cowboys 38-6 on January 5th, 1992, and lost to the Packers 28-24 on January 8th, 1994. 5-time NFL championship quarterback Bart Starr was a first-year head coach in 1975. At times it seemed as though he was in over his head, as 3 of punter Steve Broussard's punts were blocked and all were turned into touchdowns. "We made mistakes that aren't even made in high school," said Starr, whose Packers lost 30-16 in Week 1 at Milwaukee. Former Packers teammate Forrest Gregg was also a first-year head coach. He was a rough-and-tumble type of player, and his coaching style was similar. His Browns started the season with 9 straight losses, but they won 3 of their last 5 games to finish at 3-11, 1 win less than Starr's Packers. The most successful rookie head coach in 1975 was Bum Phillips, whose Oilers finished with their first winning season since 1967 with a 10-win, 4-loss Ledger. One of the big reasons for the team's success was Billy White Shoes Johnson. Ken Burrow led the NFL with 1,063 receiving yards. Len Dawson had a football card for 1976, but 1975 was his final season. The Steelers got rid of him in January 1960, like they had with John Unitas in 1955. Of course, both quarterbacks ended up making the Hall of Fame. Dawson quarterbacked the Chiefs to a 23-7 victory in Super Bowl IV, a game in which the Vikings were favored to win by 12 points. Dawson finished his career near the top of most of the major passing categories, but it was clear that it was time for him to retire at age 40. Dawson maintained a very high completion percentage throughout his career via a short passing game, like this pass to running back Ed Podolak, as well as this impeccably timed down-and-out pattern to wide receiver Larry Brunson. He was an 8-time league pass percentage completion leader, including a stretch of 6 consecutive years. Ford Little was the pride of the Denver Broncos, where he was their bread-and-butter player for most of his 9-year career. He was quick, fast, shifty, and durable. At age 33, however, his prime had passed him by. Those are the legs of 48-year-old George Blanda. And this swing out of his right leg won many games. He was an inspiration to middle-aged men. Raiders head coach John Madden said, "Wives are telling their husbands, 'Look at old man Blanda play. Now why can't you go out and mow the yard?'" At Blanda's retirement, he scored a sizable 394 more points than the number 2 point scorer, Lou the Toe Groza.